Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Joey. Joey is from London in the UK. So let's see what Joey has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Hello.
Hello Joey, how are you?
Very well. Can you see me and hear me all right?
I certainly can.
There you go. We're all sorted. There you go. How are you?
I'm very well. How was your Easter Sunday?
Easter Sunday was hungover. Yeah, 2 nights of going out. That will do it for you.
Thank you for taking the time for the interview this weekend. Thank you very much.
That's all right.
Saying that, for you, do you celebrate Easter?
I'm atheist. I'm non-religious.
I see.
I come from a Anglican background, but I have no religious affiliation.
I see. And tell me, where are you from, Joey?
I am from South London, from Croydon.
We are neighbors.
Ah, I see. Whereabouts in London are you then?
I'm in Stratton Hill, not far from you.
Oh, you're literally. I'm in Norbury, really.
Hi, Joey. Hi.
Hi. Might bump into each other at some point. Maybe have a beer.
Yes, absolutely. Why not? My goodness, we are very close. Joey, what's the best part of living in London, in your opinion?
The best part of living in London, in my opinion, I think because London, you can do anything. I think ultimately, London is. You can go to the best parties. You can go to the coolest cafes, restaurants, theatre, movies. You can literally get a ticket and you're seeing some things which people travel around the world to see. So I think being a Londonite is an absolute privilege sometimes. But living in London, very rarely do you experience some of it, and you have to go, I'm going to go and do a tourist day.
Amazing. And so you grew up in London. You were born and grew up in London.
Yeah, I was born in Mayday Hospital in Croydon for my sins.
Oh my God. So you're very local, always been in the same area, living in the same area.
Always been in the same area. Always been. I've lived in Cornwall for a few years, and I lived in like some places, but I've always ended up coming back here. So,
you're proper Londoner.
Yeah, for my sins. I'll say that again.
Joey, and what do you do for a living?
Before the pandemic, I was doing security with celebrity security, looking after movie stars, celebrities, and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Premieres and all that kind of thing. And I've just qualified to become a personal trainer. So
amazing.
So that's who I want to be, because security, I kind of fell into it, and I like being. I didn't like what it was doing to me, but I might do a little bit of security work while I'm trying to get my PT clients. Because over the pandemic, I had to shield for 2 years because I live with vulnerable people. So it's just been. Sorry?
No, say yeah, carry on. No, I'm just listening.
Yeah, so I was just a bit like, it was a bit of a struggle. And then I looked at other jobs because I used to be an IT engineer, didn't really want to go back into IT. And so me and my other half had some general conversations because he finished his training to become a therapist counsellor, like a talking therapist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we finished his training and he's now got his practice fully up and running. So it was kind of like, it's your turn. And so I just finished with the YMCA.
Hey!
So 4 weeks, and just literally before this chat, I was just finishing off some of my coursework. So I'm a little bit bleary-eyed.
Thank you. And I would like to start the interview with a phrase that I saw on your social media, yeah? I'd just like to tell me a little bit about that. You said, just a silly bear trying to get by.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just because, being a bear, obvious, being a bear and just being silly. And also, I think it's just because I started off a lot of my posts about mental health because I suffer anxiety and depression. So I used to write a lot of blogs, and I used to do a lot of blogs in some of my posts. I haven't done it so much. I think during the pandemic, I felt there was enough noise. You know what I mean? So I kind of laid up my blog. So I kind of tried to do that. And also I was doing a lot of fitness posts during the pandemic. So I think it was just me being... I think we're all just trying to get by at the time. Soon as being updated, Joseph Judy Freed, PT and Silly Bear.
I could see some of your posts, posing, this. I love it. Amazing. I think that's what it's about you express yourself, you know, connect with your PT career. So why not? I think it's a good thing. Joey, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories life and to share your point of views?
Yeah.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Full of random fun questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question, okay?
No problem at all.
By the way, I'm saying your name right, Joey?
Joey, yeah, Joey or Joe.
Joe, okay.
Joey for my say Joey for the ease of it.
Perfect, let's do it. Can you hear the music from the window?
I could just about hear the music.
Okay, Joey, so through the games, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? It's all very friendly.
No problem.
First question for you is, what's your favorite TV show?
Oh, at the moment or overall? I'm a bit of a Trekkie. I love Farscape. I'm a sci-fi person. So I don't know. So many shows out there at the moment. I can't really pin. I'd probably say if I was stuck, just pick me Star Trek. There you go. I'm a bit of a Trekkie. I'll admit to that.
Do you prefer the old Star Trek movies or prefer the newest ones with the modern one?
I prefer the more. Well, I like some of the old ones from films, but if I was probably sitting there, it'd probably be Deep Space Nine.
Very good. Next one. Let's do it. Joey from London. Next question is, what is something you always wanted to do, but you are scared of?
I always try to do what I'm scared of.
Good point.
Being anxiety, so I used to do tower climbing. I've done rescue climbing. If I'm scared of something, I try to do it again till I'm not worried about it anymore. So I want to go and sit on top of a train in India. I want to go and do it all, even though I'm scared of it. I just want to do it because at the end of the day, if it's fit, obviously you've got to keep yourself safe, but I want to jump from a plane, all these kind of things. So I think fear can sometimes stop you, but I think also suffering anxiety, I think it makes me do everything. So I try not to worry. I worry, but then I go, I'm gonna do it.
I totally agree with you. I think I live by like, if you feel fear or scared about something, go feeling scared or feeling that big fear, because out there you can find a lot of beautiful things. You know what I mean? If you cross that line, and I see fear as a positive thing. You know, it's you try to understand why you feel in this way, why it's holding you back, why it's, you know what I mean? You need to doubt it and try to challenge this fear. And as you said, go for it. It could be a positive sign as well. It's just your mind, you know, playing with your emotions and, you know, desires. Exactly. Yeah, totally agree. I see it as a positive thing for sure.
Yeah, that's why I see it. I see it as nothing more gratifying than doing something that you're fear of and doing it and then walking away going, it wasn't a big deal. Nothing more gratifying.
And you always had this mindset?
I used to be scared of my own shadow, but then I kind of woke up one day and I was a bit miserable and I was like, not doing this anymore, not doing it. It was more of a gradual thing. It took me, even going down to when I was young, even going out the front door, I got a bit agoraphobic because of that closeted and all this type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then it was just like, I think there was a point, I don't know, couldn't tell you when it was, but I just went, I can't do this. It's either get busy living or get busy dying. So I got busy living. I think that was my to quote Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. Good for you. Very good. Yeah. Next question. Let's do it. Yeah. Before the next question, tell me, when was the moment that you said, okay, I'm going to start a PT career, personal trainer? Did something happen, or you just always was passionate about the fitness world?
I think it's just generally, obviously, I think it's grown. I think I was a very skinny kid. So I generally always had a brother who was very there's like sports captain, all this kind of stuff. We don't get along. But I think I was always felt very tiny and very small. And also then then I started working out in the gym, had intermittents, like my other half got together about 9-10 years ago. Definitely got the relationship belly. But I just like fitness. I like how, you know, it brings the confidence, it's good for your mental health. And also, you know, in the gay community, and in some ways it is a form of currency to a certain extent. There's no way of going around that. You know, when you go into, you get some pretty privilege. I know that sounds, as anybody goes, oh, that's shallow, or that's still those kind of things, but everybody uses their privileges. I'm aware of the privileges, but I like to feel good about myself. I like to feel confident, and my confidence comes across, like, for the ability that I am able to be as open on my social medias. And I think, you know, I'm very open about that fact. I think it's about being healthy. I think if your whole personality is about how you look, that's a danger. But I love the fact is that you can change yourself, you can achieve goals, you can get the endorphins going, and then but also, and in the summer it's nice to be able to take the top off and get a few looks. So it's the way up.
How often do you go to the gym? And also saying that, do you prefer to go more like in the morning or in the evening or afternoon, late afternoon?
I love a gym during the evening when there's nobody in there, so you just get to your equipment. But I will say I'm a consistent person. So if I'm getting up early, I'll get up early, or if I get up late, I'm getting up late. So I like getting the gym done first thing if I can. Yeah. That means the rest of the day it's done. You'll be feeling good. Yep. But if I really want to work out, put my music on, and just go for it, nighttime is my happy place.
I see. Very good. Yeah. Next question is: what is the biggest risk have you ever taken?
The biggest risk?
Yeah, the biggest risk have you ever taken?
I think when I stopped with I had a very good IT job working for a company in America, and I offered to move back to London or stay in Cornwall and do my redundancy, and it was a big risk. Didn't quite pay off, but I think that was probably my biggest financial risk. But relationship risk, life risk. Yeah, I think that's probably sorry. Don't know really. It's just, I think actually no, becoming a rescue climber was probably my biggest personal risk. Right, no, generally, I think, I'll tell you that's probably my biggest personal risk. Yeah, but overall, risk-wise, life's about risk. Life's about risking things every day. It's like saying about I like to do stuff, so I think everything's a bit of a risk.
Of course, absolutely. And when was the moment that thought, okay, I'm going to take this risk, I'm going to change that? You just felt naturally, genuinely, you just felt, okay, it's the moment for myself?
Yeah, I think it's a moment for myself. I think that's when you, I think, the biggest risk you got to, if it's for yourself and it's going to make you happier, you should always take that risk. You know what I mean? If that's like, for example, talking to somebody who you fancy, or it's even like saying, like when I came out, that was a huge risk, but I was in a very secure position to do it because financially at the time, sometimes, coming out is not always the safest thing to do for some people. But I was in a situation where my family didn't like it. I'd be like, well, I'm paying your bills at the moment, honey, so you better like it. So I was a bit like at the time, but no, I think coming out was probably a risk, but it always seems like not a risk once it's happened. Because once it's happened, it seems completely and utterly, oh, that was that. And it seems like a nothing. You built your whole life up to this moment. But in all fairness, though, being gay as well, you come out every day. So sometimes the biggest risk can be you come out to somebody and you have experienced homophobia at work. So
absolutely.
It's on those things.
Next question, Joey. Let's do it. Joey, before the next question, as you mentioned before about mental health, that you went through some mental health issues, let's say. What, in your opinion, what's the biggest risk of mental health nowadays? Let's say in the gay community or also around our community?
I think the biggest mental health risk at the moment now in our community is going to go a bit of a dark subject, but the prevalence of party drugs and everything in the scene at the moment. I think there's a lot of people who also post-pandemic are trying to catch up, their social batteries aren't built. They haven't got the not without the resilience, but I think a lot of people are trying to do too much when they're going out. They're hitting it too big. They haven't got that built up, that energy, how to deal with people. I think we've got a serious post-pandemic not even understanding our own bodies at the moment, like how when we go out, like I am very aware my social battery runs out. I'm fine and my social battery runs out like that. Even to my partner, sometimes we're on a train the way out and I say I put my headphones on and I'm going to play a game for a little bit, because I think we as gay people sometimes feel like in certain situations we have to be bright, we have to be sunshine, we have to be this and that, and sometimes we drink and we do whatever's, and I think sometimes we have to go, stop, I'm not ready, I can't do this. And I think it's okay not to be okay, and I think it's, you know, I think especially like when it comes down to fitness and everything like that, you don't have to be perfect, and if somebody's you're trying to be perfect, you're not going to be perfect, and there's no such thing. It's
no, yeah.
And if people are wanting that perfect version of you, they are toxic people. I think the end of the day is people, they like you, they want you in their life. They're people who can see you on your day where you look like you've got bags and all this kind of stuff. So I do think at the moment there's a lot. I think it needs to slow down a bit. You know, I mean, slow down, take it easy, you know, and also acknowledge even when then after the few days they've come out, gone out on a night out, whatever in the system needs to come out, you know, be careful, you know, communicate with their friends and all that kind of stuff. Because even, for example, if you're playing a computer game online, your friends all joking, you can think they're at you, and then just the noises. So I know it sounds like a bit of over-encompassing, but I think at the moment, gay guys need to just remember what's important at the moment. And, you know, if somebody's telling you you have to do this, like party stuff to be important, walk away from it.
Very good. Good point. Next question is, I love this question. Send away a message to someone, but you don't need to tell who this message is for.
Just send it, say, I would say it to a few people, you are enough. Just, there you go.
Very good. Very good. Next question, Joey. Let's do it. Next question for you is, if you could be a character in a movie, who that would be and why?
I don't know. Actually, no, if I could be any character, I'd probably do an Iron Man. Has all the money, has all the kit, has all the character, but you know, I love all that stuff. You know, have all suede cars and fly around in a suit. There you go.
You say about the LGBTQ community, and you say about as well coming out. If you can walk me a little bit through the day when you come out, did something happen? Or you just felt like, okay, it's my day. I just feel comfortable to be myself, or just help genuinely.
It's a bit of a deep one.
If you can talk, of course. Would you like to talk, of course?
No, I can talk, but basically, I used to be have a relationship with women, and I was realizing that I was having to think about guys to complete. Anyway, so for about 4 years, I invested myself in work. I just invested myself in work, and you know, since I wasn't myself, I was incredibly introverted. I developed a stammer, and I wasn't very good. So anyway, I ended up in a situation where it was slowly happening. I'll probably come out, but I had a flatmate at the time, and he did something incredibly bad to a family member. You know, we had to call the police basically. Anyway, the person who it happened to, so after I kicked them out of the flat and I had a complete bleach and clean of my flat, I went on the apps and I had something happen. Yeah, I went and did something, and it was very much like, it was almost like I drew the line in the sand. Anyway, the person who I was talking to was telling me about how you have to be honest, you have to look after themselves and all this kind of stuff. Literally the day after, and I was literally going, oh my God, you know what I mean? And then I literally, this was when I was 25. I'm keeping it very muted, I don't want certain details. But then I literally came out in a day. I was literally just like, told my dad, told everybody, and went, I'm out. I am gay. I am done. Because as I'd done it and I realized that it was different, It was what I needed. And then I hit my Jose's. I made up for time. But it was a very, it was a good coming out, because I kind of threatened it for years. And I think everybody around me knew, like occasionally friends found search history and all that kind of stuff. But it's weird, like everybody says they know, and I think a lot of people do know, but I think it's just, when it happens, it's just, but nowadays I can't imagine not being a gay guy. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, it's like literally, it's very much in my DNA. It's very much, I walk down the road, I am a gay man. And it's not just my only identity, but it is something which I'm aware. And it's just, even when I'm interacting with straight people, I'm aware that we don't share the same world. And it's just, we do share the same world, but our things are different. So yeah, it was a bit of it was a heavy coming out because of everything that was going on, but I'm happy I did it. You know, it's one of those things. And yeah, I've been with my partner now nearly 9.5 years. Keep trying to get married, but financials. But but the thing is, I always say, like I said earlier in that conversation, you come out every day as a gay guy. You come out in every situation. Yeah, I got to admit, in some ways, I would say I am almost becoming a little bit phobic of straight environments sometimes, because you always walk. I don't always joke sometimes a bit heterophobic, because you're like walking in a situation like, oh, how's this going to be read? How am I going to have to deal with you? And I can understand more and more why I enjoy queer spaces. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy just walking into a place and just be like, yeah, I'm me. Yeah, I even hate it when you walk up to a gay club and you walk up to a bouncer and they go, you're where it's a gay club? And you're like, pop language. You know what I mean? It's that kind of like, you have that moment, just, I am me. Just let me go and be in my space. Let me be in my people.
Very interesting. Yeah, I think all of us, we have, you know what I mean, moments and ways. As you said, I totally agree with you. I think we come out every day. There's always a situation that's, you know, or people gonna wonder, you just need to express yourself, or just need to say, yes, I'm gay, like you said about the bouncer.
There's another thing that gay people don't get is their own, don't understand sometimes, like, you need sometimes your own space to come out. Like, if you live like with family members or friends who are not out, sometimes that's why sometimes people have their own flats. It's a lot easier to come out because you get to explore it. And obviously there's other situations, like if you haven't come out yet, it's hard to go to gay clubs because you have gay friends, you have all this. And in some ways the apps get a lot of grief, but they also allow a lot of people who are in tough situations to explore. Admittedly, that can be explored sexually, but repression doesn't make people behave in the most healthy ways otherwise. So I think the apps can sometimes be a good thing, so people can go, oh, this is me. And, you know, you can go and meet somebody. The only problem is, you know, hookup culture does carry its own risks. But in some ways, you know, there's always the risk, but most people who are on Grindr, Scruff, all those kind of things are generally normal people. They're just in a situation where it's easier than going to a nightclub. It's easier going to these situations because we have a smaller pool of people who we can be gay with.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I think that's what it kind of gave me. And then I was in a situation, I had enough finances to have my own place. So I was the gay who hosted. You know what I mean? So I think that allowed the hoe face. But it was good. It was a bad time, but the coming out was really good. And then I solved a lot of friendships. I worked out which friendships I liked. I think a lot of people, you know, you might have a good interaction with a lot of your friends when you come out, but you may still lose some because your life won't become completely compatible with their life. And I think that's something which a lot of people don't take into it, because your culture becomes different. You start hanging around people, you start going to different shops, you start making friends, your language becomes different because you're hanging around with those people. Like, but I will say, good friends, like my straight friends now start going shade or you know what I mean? I gave them up.
Yes, absolutely. I think ourselves, when we start to, you know, I think we change a lot as well ourselves, don't I mean? New friends come, other friends goes, and it's the way life goes sometimes. Some friends stays, other friends go, they leave a message, they leave a lesson, they leave this, and life carries on. And I think that's a normal way of, but friendships, I think the real ones, they always stay, you know what I mean? They always stay, even if you don't interact very often, but they are there for some reason.
I definitely now I'm getting towards my 40s. I'm definitely into chosen family nowadays. I've very got my pool of friends who I go out with and get very, very, very drunk. But generally, you have your pool of friends, and you have people around. I think you have people make you feel good. You know what I mean? And they're there for you. Generally, my good friends are, if, say, for example, they're having a really bad day, I'll burst into their place, sit in their bed with them next to them, and order a Domino's and go, "You right?" You know, I mean, those are my good days. That's the friendships I want. You know, the ones that go, "I'm having a bad day. I'm coming over, kick the door in, order a Domino's, and we're sitting there and just eat Domino's and watch TV." That is how those are the friendships I like. Yeah, that kind of the family ones where they become siblings. That's how I like it. Yeah.
Ready for another one?
Yeah, I'm ready for another one. Go for it.
Let's do it. Before the next question, tell me a little bit about your career as security.
Yeah, I fell into security by accident because we moved back to London, and my other half used to be a assistant manager in a nightclub in Croydon. So I always used to hang around the bouncers. Like, I used to chat to the doorman and while he was waiting for his shift, or I'd sit outside in the car and all this kind of thing. Anyway, so I came back to London, and one of the security guards says, like, "Well, why don't you get your security badge? Because I can sort you out some work." So I was like, "Yeah, what? Well, I'm back. I'll go and do it. It's a week's work, a week's studying, get a badge." And also I thought it'd be a good challenge because I was the small, bullied, thin kid at school. That was part of me proving I could do it, like I was saying earlier. And then I started doing security. I worked a bit at the nightclub my other half used to work at. I then started doing some movie premieres and some movie sets. Worked on like Jack Ryan, Star Wars, all these kind of stuff. And then I worked for their offices, and I was like doing all their admin and stuff. But I was like, security is a really, really weird industry. And I was like, do you know what? I'm not enjoying this. So we had a place on our books, which I won't name because it is quite a high-end celebrity night out. And basically they needed a doorman there. So I went down there and I became the head doorman. And while working there, I literally probably met everybody I can possibly think of. Like, if you look on my Instagram, you can see like there's pictures with me a while ago with Victoria Beckham, Rihanna, outside. And didn't like dealing with paparazzi. Whenever I dealt with paparazzi, I was like, I'm gonna. But it was great. It was, some of the parties I've been to as myself, I just say, it's wild. It's really wild. And hearing stories of seeing celebrities on their own without anything around, occasionally seeing things where you go, okay, I can't put that in a newspaper. But it was a lot of fun. Look, I've got great pub stories. That's the way I'm going to go. Great pub stories, and there's certain situations with certain celebrities which I will. It was. The only thing was, I remember once going home and I missed having a chance to have drinks with Johnny Depp, and I was like,
oh.
But I've had other drinks with other celebrities and stuff, so it's great fun. I'm hoping eventually, like when I start doing my PTing or going to that club, because I know all the owners and stuff, so I hope to start going, oh hello, I'm a PT now, what am I doing? And start going, you're looking for personal security, some PT training, sell my wares.
You say about Johnny Depp, he's been on the Magic Box already, Johnny Depp. I had him on the Magic Box.
Really?
Did you see the interview? I wish, look your face, I wish.
I was like, you got a good shout there. I was like, that would grow your page just a little bit. But no.
One day,
One day, you never know.
Never know, and I'm gonna get him to send a message to you in the end. You know what?
Oh, he never quite met me, but if I did stay that night still going home, I could have. but my colleague did, and I was like, you. But no, it was great fun. It's definitely fun to do. But yeah, it's but I have great friends. But hopefully, things will progress forward for me and stuff. Like I hope to be a bit more going forward my PT stuff, be like in Clapham, and I've got some friends in the old drag race community and stuff. So I hope to do a bit of stuff with that and have some fun.
Let's go for Joey for a fitness session. Let's do it.
Yes. Yes.
Next question for you is, who has been the most influential person in your life and why?
My partner. He's, to be quite honest, him doing his counselling training, we just help each other. He's been together 10 years. Wow. We help influence each other. I'm gonna say just him. I'm very lucky. I've fallen into. We're literally known as the gays to our friends. We're the capitals, but he's the most influential person to me.
And through those 10 years, what's the most memorable lesson you've learned from him so far?
Be yourself. Boundaries. Just be honest. Learn. Just communication. You can communicate. You can get anything sorted.
Absolutely, it's the main key, I think, in a relationship. You know what I mean? You need to trust the person you are with. You need to communicate. You need to understand and talk and be open. I think that's one of the main keys. Let's say.
Yeah, and I think it's also just address. Don't allow things to fester. If it's annoying you, be there. Be honest. Be frank. Be present. Yeah, Yep. And also be aware. There's always going to be a time in a long-term relationship where you're going to want to kill them, but you've got to get through that period of time. If you can't get through that, if you can't understand that, you think a relationship's going to be that honeymoon period all the time. Sorry, sweetie, it ain't.
For sure, yeah. Next one, let's do it. Joey from London. Next question is, if you could be any age, what age would you choose and why?
If I could probably, I really like being my age. I know it sounds really big. I like being my mid-30s. I like that whole, like, you still be a kid and you can still get the respect to being an adult. If I could stay about this age, a little less wrinkle and face, maybe go back to 30, you know what I'm saying? But generally stick at this age, level. You can be in any environment. You can still be a kid. You can still be an adult. You can still get all the perks, all the benefits. Yeah, I even like a little bit of the grey. Wouldn't mind if I could grow my hair, I can muck around a bit, but about it. But yeah, I think I like 35-ish is a good period of age. I think.
Good one. Right, I have 3 questions left for you. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Right, before the next question, let's just say about being a gay guy in London. Do you think that the gay community in London is very, let's say, approachable? Do you find yourself being safe being in London, be a gay guy in London? Do you think it's a safe place to be? What's your understanding about it?
I think being gay in London, it's very where you are location gay in London. Like, I won't walk down Norbury High Street holding my other half's hand. But generally, I'll say if you're on Clapham and the right areas, you can be your authentic self. I think you generally, like, if you're in that Stockwell Oval kind of circle in South London, you can feel like Streatham to a certain extent is becoming more into that bubble. So I think there's a place where you can be your authentic self. But I think it's getting more and more. But also, I have the privilege of being a 6-foot big gay guy, so to a certain extent, people don't mess with you as much. When you walk along, like me and my half do, and it's like, I don't get what a lot of people I know. But in the gay community, I would say it can be quite intense. I don't know. It's like when you go to gay bars and stuff like that, I think a lot of gay guys sometimes, I think we need to chill again. Like when you walk into a gay club, like I've walked to gay club, people that groped and grabbed and walked into a place, and you're just like, why? You know what I mean? Can we just, all right, going out a night out. You're there for a drink, and hopefully, if you're single, you might go and meet a nice person and go and. But there's a lot of times I think just a little bit of just, I don't know, just think, be bold, but be a bit more decent. I think a few people could do a bit more decent. Even like, going night, I think, I do like it when you go like community nights, like when XXL was open, all that kind of stuff. I did enjoy those nights. And generally I found those nights actually quite good. I've actually found more nights where I have more problems when I go out GAY. And like occasionally, even at the end of the night, when all the guys are grouping off, and then you get like the girl or the friend trying to grope you, you're like, this is a gay bar. You know what I mean? I kind of think at the moment also straight people are invading our spaces a little bit. And I still think they're going it, but I still think they need to go, you have no power here. So, but I do think the gay community is an inviting place, but I think sometimes when we get let off the leash, we still need to be respectful. I think that's my thing. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Next question is, this one, let's see. What is the best first date you ever been on?
I'm going to be boring again. With my other half, actually, it's quite funny. I met my other half. We went up to Soho, and we went to Slug and Leicester, right off Leicester Square, and we were sitting there fine. I felt really good. I wasn't actually expecting anything from this date for it to progress because I was at this point about to move to Clapham because I was living in Caterham, just a bit further out, and I was going like, I'm going to live the gay life. I'm going to do this. I wasn't expecting. I've had a few dates. Few like small little start relationships that weren't working. Anyway, I thought I'll meet him in this night out. And we started eating, and suddenly my stomach blew. No, you get that horrible egg pain. I was sitting there like squirming, uncomfortable.
Oh no!
And it got to the point where I had to turn around because I was actually starting to feel a little bit sweaty and ill. But anyway, so I told him, I said, look, I'm not being comfortable. I literally pulled my jumper and went, look, it's egged. Just go, sorry. So we went for a walk, and we just had a great. He was so nice to me. It's the first time I actually went personally into a gay bar, which we went to the Duke of Wellington. And wow. I sat there, and first time I kind of, was very nervous because also I never really walked into that environment. And at the time I was quite big. I had a shaved mohawk, a big beard. I mean, I was like, I didn't look good that night, but I was just like, it was the first time I've ever been out like that. And we just had a really nice time. And then he took me to GAY. We had a canoodle in the corner. It was lovely. But no, my other half, meeting him, that was probably the best first date. That was a really lovely first date.
Who fell in love first, in your opinion, do you think?
Sorry?
Who fell in love to each other first, in your opinion?
Well, I think it's a bit mutual because we actually, for a little while, because we said I really like you, we got through that. And we didn't want to say I love you, so we came up with the midway words for a while. We said Hufflepuffle to each other, Hufflepuffle you, because we knew we didn't want to say love yet. And then basically we were one day in bed talking, and I went, I Hufflepuffle you, like really coyly, and he went, I love you, and I went, what? And he went, and he was like, he recoiled, and I love you too. It was like this kind of like really cute moment, but yeah. So I think he said it first, but I think we both meant it.
Sweet, very sweet. 2 questions left for you. Okay. Let's do it. Next question for you is, what is the most memorable lesson you learned from your parents?
My parents divorced each other twice. Yeah. Don't follow my parents' example. Yeah, the trauma. What am I gonna say?
I can always change
the question. Don't try to fix it.
I always can change the question if you'd like to.
No, that's fine. You can keep that. It's fine. It's quite funny.
So, what did you say? Sorry, what did you say? I couldn't see it.
If it ain't broke, if it's broken, don't try to fix it.
It's funny you saying that because actually I was thinking now, my parents, they got divorced twice as well. When I was I think One, I was a baby actually. They had like a split for, I think, for a few months. It was like a 3 month, I think, and they got back together again. And actually, they're divorced now. So, but it's been like you know what I mean. I was already living in London actually. It's been for a while, and actually, when I look back, it was the best thing they've done in their lives. They are more happier now. I think they, you know, they live a better life. So I think it's funny you said that because parents as well, they got divorced twice.
Yeah, mine was, they divorced when I was 6, and then they got together back together when I was 18, and then it was the messiest divorce of all history. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was tangy.
Let's leave there. No details.
Yeah, that's the same there. Nah. Moving on swift.
Ready for the last one?
Yeah, ready for the last one.
Last question. Let's do it, Joy. But before the last question, tell me, through this, you know, COVID crisis, the last 2 years that the world be upside down. For you personally, what's the biggest positive impact that brought to your personal life? And saying that, the negative one, what that would be?
I'll say the most positive was I took some time to look at myself and had some time to focus on me. And for the first time, I really got a chance to actually focus on my mental health, which was fantastic, because how many times do you get to say for 2 years, you get to go, okay, you haven't got a chance to actually, bit of an OTT way to do it, but yeah. The only other thing I'd say, the worst thing was just lost time. Biggest lost time. You can't get time back. It's your most valuable commodity, and that's a big chunk.
All right. Last question for you is, what do you miss the most from your childhood and why?
The lack, just carefreeness, lack of responsibility, just being a kid, you know, being happy playing, being utterly present. You know, you're happy playing your Legos, you're completely present in all your emotions. That's the biggest thing I miss being a kid. You're happy, you're sad, you're sad. You just have that emotion. It's simplicity.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you. Do you have siblings as well?
I am the youngest of 4.
Wow, they spoiled one, yeah?
Sorry? Yeah, I knew how to get things by being quiet. The other ones make noise. Oh, they'll be doing stuff, and I'll still watching TV at 10 p.m. because I'm like, you're causing chaos. I'm being quiet. I'm watching telly.
Okay, Joy, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell me one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay? So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Money.
Security.
Family.
Chaos.
How about love?
Warmth.
One word for life.
Excitement.
One word for sex.
Fun.
Politics.
Molotov cocktail. That's my politics. Frustrating.
Religion.
I only can't feel one word. That's yours.
Good one. How about friendship?
Joy.
One word for fear.
Beatable.
How about desire?
Desire. Desire. Oh, good one. Tempered.
Regret.
Unnecessary.
Success.
Achievement.
One word for wish.
Action.
One word for passion.
Go for it. Sorry.
That's okay, absolutely.
So 2 words.
Happiness.
Personal.
One word for London.
Home.
One word for England.
Complicated.
And the last one now, personal trainer. One word.
Personal training. Goals.
Very good. Let's pretend now I'm going to go for a coffee with your partner, and I'm going to ask him, what is the most beautiful thing about Joey, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What your partner would say?
What do you say about me? Nice thing. He's my Joey. He's so it's a nice thing.
Sweet.
So what's the second part of the question, sorry?
What you need to improve on, to work on?
Oh, probably get my ADHD diagnosis.
What is the biggest similarity between both of you, and what's the biggest difference?
Biggest similarity, we know each other exactly what the other person's going to say. We are we're quite similar, yeah, lots of ways. But biggest, he's incredibly stubborn, so am I. So what are the differences? I'm very practical, get things done and all that kind of thing. Russ is very much in the moment, music and all this kind of thing. So in some ways he's I'm very much like, we've got to be here for this time. We've got to be very got to be this and this and this. And he's like, he has no time concept. So I'm constantly going, we got to be here. And he's like, it'll be all right.
Good one. Let's play now Joey and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. If I would meet you in XXL, you would be like that, standing just like that, looking somewhere, or are you going to be dancing like in the middle of the
dancing
club?
I'm dancing. I will be out and about. My mom says there's cat personalities and there's dog personalities. I'm a dog personality. I'm like, hello.
Good, very good, Joey. You can ask me a question now.
What's your favorite place in London?
Oh my God, what a nice question. My goodness, you put me on the spot now. Wow. Right, my favorite place in London, Joey. My goodness, I love being in London. It's so funny how life takes you in a direction that you're not expecting. I left Brazil when I was 19 years old. I lived in Portugal, and I've been in London, and I never thought one day live in London, and I think London is home for me now. A nice place. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Actually, today I was there. When I arrived in London, I was living around Canary Wharf area, Poplar, West Ferry. And for some reason, I always got very attached to the place. I think when you arrived in London, it's different because you grew up here. But personally, for me, when I arrived in London, East London, I just love the area in Canary Wharf. I just love the place as well around there. And I was going to the gym. My gym is still there. Cinema. So I think with this friend of mine, I spent Easter. So they live there as well. And I just love being Canary Wharf. Canary Wharf is an area that it's I don't know, it's a different, when you think about London, you don't think about Canary Wharf, yeah? You think about, the main place in London, and I had tourists, people from Brazil coming to visit that they've been before, so many years ago, and I took them to Canary Wharf. They're like, oh my God, that's something new about London that I've never been before. I never thought about this area in London. So yeah, but saying that, Joey, it's very difficult because, for example, I've been living in this area now for 1.5 years now, and I'm just enjoying so much. I'm so close to Clapham. I'm so close, to Brixton, and this area is very, very welcoming as well. There's so many people around and so many parks around, and I think that I'm so grateful. I was living Southeast London as well before for 10 years. and I love the area as well. But yeah, like overall, I just like London, a lot of different parts of London. But for now, I'd say Canary Wharf, because when I think about going to the cinema or go for like for the park,
you made it home.
Yeah, somehow, yes, good one. Yeah, made it home. I think that's I lived there for 4 years. You know what I mean? And I feel very, when I go there, that brings some memories as well. So I think that's an area that have a special place in my heart. So yeah, I would say around Canary Wharf area, East London.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. There you go. I flipped on you.
Now, I had already almost 600 interviews on the show so far, and no one asked this question yet. Wow, amazing. You made me think now. Good one. Joey, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the interview?
I did. It was really nice doing it. It was nice chatting with you.
Thank you so much. My neighbor, my God, my neighbor. Let's organize a coffee for sure. Let's organize something. Yeah. Like, before you go, Joey, if you can share a positive message or a positive quote, something that you live by.
Just be yourself and don't let anything become don't let anything become too much. Just be yourself and be yourself to others. And that's all you can be. You can only be you. Amazing, amazing. It's the only tool you have, being yourself. Yeah? Very good. Yeah. Joey, in regards to your partner, in regards to your family, you keep in touch, okay? Thanks so much for the interview, and I'll see you sometime soon in London, okay? Thank you very much. Take care. You take care of yourself. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.